Coverage of the Budweiser All-Star Series on the Prodigy Racing Network is coming to you live from the Indianapolis Raceway Park. It's time for the best short track, all-around stock car racers to take the grid today for the Powerade 200 from Indianapolis Raceway Park. And it's going to be the Powerade 200 as we enter the third round of the Budweiser All-Star Series, and it's now we're starting to get to the point where we're starting to see some patterns in the field. Of course, now that we've been through Daytona and we've been through another track that I forgot of. I forgot what we raced at yesterday. That's freaking wonderful. But that's beside the point. Let's head down to the grid for your starting lineup presented by Xfinity here for the Powerade 200. Well, first off, let's take a look at your pole sitter. On pole, we got two Joe Gibbs Racing entries here on the pole, as the 18 of Ryan Hill is going to get his first pole as he starts alongside Miranda Nagayan in the number 11 car. After that is going to... Oh, shit. That's wonderful. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's great. I was using a stand for my phone, and it freaking fell, so that's wonderful. I know not to use that ever again, but... And, row 2, starting on the inside will be the 20 of Greg Ramirez. Starting on the outside, Daytona winner Darren Claw, looking for a second win on the new season. After that will be the winner at Kern County, the number 19 of Paul Rivera, as he looks for his second win of the season, alongside the number 1 of Jordan McClure for Tift Racing. Brian Cox still chasing down his first win. He's starting on the inside of row 3. He'll be starting alongside the number 72 of Alex McCumber, his highest starting position of the season. And this is the scheme I wanted to see. Starting on the inside row of row 4, driving in his secondary sponsor, the number 2, Bad Dragon Ford of Byron Martin, starting alongside the 71 of Sheldon Gatineau, who is starting in that same position again today. Sorry, that's row 5. Row 6 is Tracy Bennett, starting alongside Drew Foster. Row 7 entails the number 5 car of Nicholas Uppelman, starting alongside the 79 of Dennis Key. Did not have a very good starting position in yesterday's race. He is looking to hopefully, not a very good finishing position. He's hoping to get a better one today. Row 8 will be the number 4 of Rick Taylor, starting alongside Chadhuri Bhattacharya, who got another pretty decent finish yesterday. Row 9 will be the 15 of Daniel Walker, starting alongside the 90 of Jesus Gonzalez, his highest starting position of the season. Row 10 will be the 45 of Ryan App, starting alongside the 57 of Hayden Benning. Row 11 will be the 77 of Travis Creighton, starting alongside the man in the conversation, Jake Wild, who is trying not to get wrecked by Miranda Nagayan today. Row 12 will be the 85 of Carter Brown, starting alongside 27 of James Garcia for Paul Menard Racing. Row 12 is going to entail the number 67, row 13, I think. Starting is going to entail the 67 of Michael Brewer, starting alongside the 10 of Sam Fitzgerald, who had a minor wreck in practice. And finally, rounding out the field will be the number 68 Coinbase Toyota Camry of Daniel Van Hewley. These drivers are looking to take the ultimate prize today. Who will win here in this race? Who will win the... I'm very sorry. Who will win the Powerade 200 from Indianapolis, from O'Reilly Raceway Park here in Indianapolis? A full crowd on hand today. A capacity crowd, actually. That's not very bad for an ARCA level race. And across a beautiful, beautiful facility that used to play host to the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series and the NASCAR Xfinity Series in the 2000s. And currently plays host to the ARCA Menard Series in the real world fact, they have a race coming up later this year, so that should be interesting. But enough about ARCA. We don't care about them. Today, it's going to be the main show. It's going to be the Budweiser All-Star Series from Indianapolis. And there is your Dodge Charger pace car leading the field to the green today as Ryan Hill and Miranda Nagayan looking to get something going. Nagayan is looking for her first win of the season. Came very close to it at Kern County after getting a second place finish. She's starting in second today, her highest starting position of the season. She started third at the Kern County Raceway Park in Bakersfield. She's looking to get her first race win of the season. Green flag in the area. We are going from Indianapolis. It's the Powerade 200. Ran the guy on the top side. Darren Claw on the middle now, trying to get something going here. We're expecting a caution here in the first couple laps. The guys in the back have been having issues. The guys in the back have been having issues staying clean, but looks like it's a pretty decent race to the front here thus far. Oh, 3 wide, going through the corner. This isn't going to be good. That's not going to work, boys. Oh, a little close contact. We got a wreck. Oh, that's the Bad Dragon Ford. Up into the wall. We got wrecks. We got cars into the wall. Oh, Drew Foster getting the worst of it there. The caution is not out, to the best of my knowledge. Nope, the caution is out. Never mind. Oh, let's see. I'm curious. What's the damage to the 2? I'm curious as to what the damage report is to the 2 here. And the first caution of the day. We saw this one coming down pit road is the 2 of Byron Martin. His first incident of the season. And Drew Foster was pretty banged up in that one. Hayden Benning, Jesus Gonzalez, I'm not sure if he is actually involved in that. I don't think he was, but we do see some of the Potter Racing Chevys are pretty banged up. The 77 of Travis Creighton has a little bit of rear damage. And look at the side. Oh, Jesus Gonzalez was caught up in that accident. And Drew Foster, it's surprising to see that he's still out on the racetrack. He didn't get the worst of it, but he certainly did get a pretty sizable dent in his car. Chadhori Bhattacharya has some front end damage. And that sucks. That is his first incident of the season. We're going to pause here, and we're going to go back to lap 3 when that happened. So what happened? We know it was in the back. They went 3 wide, and we knew it wasn't going to work because, Tracy Bennett was so lucky to get past that. And I think we all knew that it just wasn't going to work out. And we're going to just go, we have the game paused, so we're going to go as slow as we need to just to try and see what happened here. We can see they just went 3 wide coming out of turn 2. And it looked like the two of Byron Martin was not giving the car next to him any room whatsoever. I'm not sure whose car that was. That was Alex McCumber that he was side by side with, but he was not giving McCumber any room coming out of turn 2. And McCumber, because of that, McCumber's not moving anywhere because he really can't because McClure's up there on the top side. There's not really anywhere he can go without putting McClure into the wall. And that's exactly what happens is these 3 start making contact, their wheels touch. The 2's still going. He's not letting it out because he can't because Tracy Bennett's behind him. And the 2 just gets spun, and you can see the hit that he takes from that 72 car. And there he goes. He's just going for a wild, wild ride. And let's just see. Tracy Bennett was very lucky to get past 72. Does get a little bit of damage there. The 1 obviously gets some damage from does get some damage from, obviously being put into the wall there, but let's see who else gets involved in the wreck. Chadhori Bhattacharya, we can see. And this, oh, that's the contact right there between Drew Foster and Byron Martin. And then there's Chadhori Bhattacharya, nowhere to go. And here, is he going to make contact with Ryan Apt? Yes, he is. Contact with a 45, and then he sends the 77 to Travis Creighton into a spin. You can see his wheels just lock up right there. So what happens? The 85, Carter Brown, he's had a couple of bad races. He's able to get past the 77. But then where does Jesus Gonzalez come into play here? What happened back here? It looks like there was a separate accident, actually. So let's take a look at that. Oh, it was exactly the same thing. Jesus Gonzalez sent Hayden Benning right into the wall, and he ended up collecting Jake Wild. So we'll take a look at that accident later, but I want to go on board with the 47 real quick, sorry, not the 47, but the 2, and see what happens. So we are going on board with the Bad Dragon Ford. We're going on board with Byron Martin. All right, let's go back on board with McClure. I'm going to move back just a little bit. You're on board with McClure. And you can just hear how he just kept scraping the wall. And that's the most important thing out of all this, is that he wasn't able to get off the wall. And I think that's kind of what did him in there. Let's go on board with Tracy Bennett real quick. So now we're going to take a look at that accident between Jesus Gonzalez and Hayden Benning real quick, see what happened. Because that was another accident that had occurred. Oh, that one wasn't caused by Jesus Gonzalez at all. This one was caused by Hayden Benning. Oh, and Gonzalez was just nothing more than a victim in that one. So that is just way too bad there. We're going to take a look at this from the television view. This is at full speed. This is not what brought out the yellow, but this was an accident. Oh, Jesus. Oh, and it comes in Sam Fitzgerald with a hard impact. And then Hayden Benning's back side is all torn up. Kind of looks like me after eating Taco Bell. How did Brown get involved? No, Brown was the one that got... Oh. So let's put this in perspective. Brown is coming into this race in last place with 6 points, and he just got put into the wall like that. That's going to affect his race, no doubt. So, that's not an accident that he needed right there. He did not need to be in that. Let's go on board with Brown real quick and see his perspective. What am I doing? And that's just unfortunate. I think it just got turned by the 57 there. Let's go on board with Hayden Benning. And it just didn't stop when Benning got wrecked. It just kept on going. Let's go on board with Michael Brewer. And the fact he was able to avoid 2 accidents at once there is just impressive. I kind of want to go on board. I kind of want to go on board with Gonzalez. See at his perspective. Oh, that's not what I wanted. And that was just all she wrote for all that. I mean, everybody had 2 accidents in that turn. And none of them, I can't really find anyone at fault except for the guy that was on the inside trying to force the issue. So, Jesus Gonzalez, obviously a pretty innocent party. Hayden Benning was kind of forced into the wall there. And then Drew Foster just getting some of the worst of it. So we should be seeing pit stops here quite soon. And what a way to start this race. And I have a feeling this is not going to be the last we've seen of the wrecks today. You can see the skid marks where the initial accident occurred. Pit road is open, so we're just going to have to see who's going to take it and who's going to stay out. I would assume drivers like Hayden Benning, Jesus Gonzalez, Travis Creighton, Byron Martin. No, Byron Martin already came in, I think. But I would also expect Sam Fitzgerald to come in, too. Some of those guys that were at the back involved in that wreck, I would assume, would at least try to come in. And we are through the first 5 laps of the race. There are 55 laps to go here at Indianapolis, and we already have our first caution of the day. Let's take a look at our front runners so far. The 18 of Ryan Hill comfortably leading this race, followed by Miranda Nagayan and Darren Claw. And the pace lights are off the pace car here. This is the last lap of caution here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. It seems like Budweiser All-Star Series officials have deemed that the track is clear. And we're just going to be interesting to see how the cars in the back that were involved in the wreck are going to fare in the rest of the race. And I want to keep an eye on Jesus Gonzalez for the rest of this race because he'd sustained a pretty good hit. We also see some rear damage here, but green flag back in the air here in Indianapolis. As Ryan Hill gets a pretty good launch. Miranda Nagayan now going to the inside. Coming out of Tupper Lake, New York, the 30-year-old's going for her first win of the season. And she has the manpower to do it. Takes it to the back bumper of the 18. And Darren Claw coming pretty close. As long as they're single file like this, it should be okay. We shouldn't see any wrecks, but... Oh, the 72 pushed the 5 up into the wall just a little bit. Uffleman almost brought out our second yellow there. And he is staying on the top side there. It's working pretty well for him. He's down there on the bombs before Rick Taylor. Just going to have to see if they force the issue. But the 72 gets a little too tight going into the corner, and he's going to go up to the top side. And we got debris. I wonder who got up in the wall. We are still green, though, so that's good. Oh, it was Chadhori Bhattacharya that went up into the wall. He's coming down pit road. Oh, that's not good. And the Bangladesh driver has had 2 good races in a row for being a stock car rookie. He has done extremely well. McClure coming into pit road, and so is Carter Brown. So they must have had some contact up into the wall. And Bhattacharya has not had a good race. We have no DNFs, though, which is kind of surprising considering the fact that we've had... Oh, we got contact with the wall, and that is Ryan Apt, as he is going to take Daniel Walker with him there, but he is still going to hold on. We're still green. Bhattacharya coming out of pit road. Trying not to take out anyone with him, and I'm... Oh, we got contact. That's Sam Fitzgerald. Why are these guys just going into the wall? They're not able to control the aggression here. Holy crap. We got debris into the wall, although I do think that was from Bhattacharya. I might throw a yellow because I don't want to see anybody. We got debris on the track. There's debris. I gotta do it. Well, do I? I have the power to, but I don't want to oversaturate this with cautions, so. No, I'm not going to do it. If they wreck, they wreck. Oh. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. So I was about to say, what did I do wrong? But Bhattacharya back onto the racetrack now. He is currently 2 laps down. He's in last place here. Brock Beard better be getting his last car blog ready here because Bhattacharya is going to... If this was real, Bhattacharya would no doubt be featured on lastcar.com. I think that'd be pretty cool, though, if he was involved in this, but... Yeah, well, you know what? I have a website for a reason. We can have our own Brock Beard. So the battle for the front now. Miranda Nagayan has managed to lure in Darren Claw. We got all Toyota top 5. All 4 Joe Gibbs drivers are in the top 5, including the MPH Motorsports driver Darren Claw. MPH Motorsports coming into this season with a bang. They got the multiple brake sponsorship, which no doubt a very lucrative deal. And they have signed on with Darren Claw for a couple of years. So he's in pretty good security in that front. Whether he stays with MPH after Season 1 is to be determined, though. It just depends on his performance, I guess. We have not really seen anybody into the wall since the last one. Oh, we got a little contact, and McClure is going to be racing the 3 of Wild a little too aggressively there. This is short track racing, ladies and gentlemen. 68 to the back bumper to the 3, just a little bit there. Oh, that was a little bit scary. The 68 got a little sideways coming off the corner. And here's Jesus Gonzalez still being somewhat competitive in that Toyota. That rear is looking pretty good, though. He's not sustained any rear damage from that accident. He's still being competitive with Hayden Benning, though. Benning's the one that got right up into him, so I'm pretty sure Gonzalez is a little bit far from happy with that 57 Chevy, even though really it was through no fault of his own. They're a little bit single. I like seeing them a little single file. Oh, we got a race here. Carter Brown in that Golden Gate Racing Toyota trying to break up the leaders a little bit here. Miranda Nagayan, she's already seen enough of the lap cars at Kern County yesterday. She does not want to lose another race by way of lap cars. Oh, we heard someone scrape the wall. I think that was Fitzgerald. And here come the lap cars. This is Nagayan's chance now. If that 27 continues to hold up the 18, she might have an opportunity going into turn 1. But Darren Claw also might have an opportunity. Here comes Nagayan down to the inside. Nagayan going to be held up by the 27 of Garcia. And they're going to take a 3 wide, going through the corner. Contact! The 27 makes contact with the 18 of Ryan Hill. And Nagayan is going to take the lead away. Darren Claw being held up, as well as the 19 of Paul Rivera. And the 27 almost brings out our second caution of the day, of being way too aggressive with the leaders. And the 18 is yelling expletives over his radio. I think the FCC would get a little bit mad at us if this was a TV broadcast and we were to display that, but Miranda Nagayan had lost the race yesterday because of lap traffic, and now she's leading the race because of lap traffic. The 27 did almost wreck that 18, though, so he is a little bit upset now. But that 18, the 18 and the 7 both are a little bit upset. I think Darren Claw is going to have a couple things to say to the media after the race ends, regardless of whether or not he wins. But Miranda Nagayan right now, the small victories coming to her right now. And that was absolutely incredible to watch. That's a highlight. That is a highlight. That was awesome. And so now Darren Claw fighting for second place as Nagayan starts to pull away just a little bit here. Pit stop should be coming up here shortly. And we are a couple laps away from the halfway bonus. So, no, this is the final lap of the halfway bonus. And now an old foe appears as Miranda Nagayan has to deal with Jake Wild. But this time she will get past him. Miranda Nagayan is probably going to take the halfway bonus. So that's 5 bonus points for her. Coming across the line, Miranda Nagayan, 5 bonus points for the woman out of Tupper Lake, New York. And Joe Gibbs Racing, once again, getting a halfway bonus. That is their second of the season. And Darren Claw diving down pit road. I told you we would see pit stops. Looks like he was a little too hot entering, though, so I hope he doesn't get a penalty out of that. And Nagayan's getting a little bit frustrated now. Now she has to deal with the 77 of Travis Craven. But nope, never mind. She has to come down pit road. So she's going to get her stop done. We have 5 cars that are 1 lap down. We have not both Golden Gate drivers, but the 85 and the 21, Shadhuri Bhattacharya and Carter Brown are 2 laps down. They're the only ones that are multiple laps down. For now, at least. Here comes the 7 coming out of pit road. He will lead that pack out of pit lane. And praying to God he doesn't get taken out by the pack here. And that bad Dragon Ford of... Why is my phone off? Of Byron Martin. Coming down pit road now. He's currently in 5th place. Despite being involved in that accident, he's been relatively competitive today. So good on him. So Miranda Nagayan is your leader at halfway. She should be your leader here shortly. If the 1 needs to come into pit road still, I think. So we got a lot of people down in pit road right now, mostly getting the 4 tires and fuel. And the 18 pushed in the grass there. The 77 is just riding his bumper. And coming over the radio, get that 77 off my... You know what? And the radio transmission with the 7 of Darren Claw after that almost wreck. He had a couple of choice words to say to the car that was holding him up. I forgot who was up there. Oh, yeah, the 27. That's right. That's who was holding him up. Of course, it was Garcia. Why are the lights on? Okay. No, I thought I saw caution lights. There was a prop in the background that had their lights flashing, so I thought it was yeah, sorry. No yellow, thank God. We have not had a yellow since lap 3, so It's been a relatively clean stretch, but I have a feeling that's going to go straight to hell here soon once those cars start getting bunched back up. There's Garcia again, causing trouble on the outside. He's in that little four-car pack. Now let's try and catch up the leaders again. I think there's the 11 right there with the 7 of Darren Claw behind her. And Chaudhry Bhattacharya about to go 3 laps down here. He is at last place, though, to the best of my knowledge. No, he's not. He's actually 16th right now, but that's, you know, that's going to change here soon. These cars, now remember, the cars involved in that accident pitted a little bit earlier. Oh, we got a car on the wall. It's Hayden Benning. But we got to remember, those cars pitted before everybody else, and the cars that were in the wall earlier in the race after that green flag restart, they also had pitted before everybody else, so they might be out here on the track just a little bit longer before the leaders. But here comes Miranda Nagayan is in trouble. She's about to get passed on the outside by Darren Claw, but Claw is going to get held up by the Bengal driver. And we got someone into the wall. There's a little bit of debris there going right over the wall, but Miranda Nagayan is going to hold on to the lead by the skin of her teeth. Almost got screwed over by the 21 of Chaudhry Bhattacharya. And Bhattacharya is holding up Darren Claw, and you can imagine how upset he is right now with all these lap cars. Here comes Bhattacharya coming into pit road now, so he is not going to be holding up anyone for a little bit here, but he is going to lose that 16th place spot now because he's coming in. He is going to be 3 laps down, I would assume, anyway. And the guy is still leading by over a second to Darren Claw. But Claw, I think, has almost had enough of the lap cars. I could have sworn he was going to send Hayden Benning into the wall, but looks like he's being nice and clean with that 57 Chevrolet. I guess if he puts him in the wall, he risks losing second place because right there is Kern County winner Paul Rivera. He's right there in behind that 7 car. And your pole sitter, the 18 of Ryan Hill, is currently chilling back in 4th place. He's not gotten a win all season, but he has had a couple top 5s. And I want to check in on our points leader, Greg Ramirez. He's right there behind him. Ramirez has the 5-point advantage to the 18. Has the advantage to the 18. Sorry, no. He has the advantage over the current leader. I'm going to actually take a look at our point standings real quick while I still can. Never mind, I'm not going to because I don't have the freaking challenge app installed. But Greg Ramirez does have a pretty decent. He has about a 5 or 10 point lead over the guy in 2nd place. And your leader right now, your race leader Miranda Nagayan, currently sits in 4th place in the standings. If she wins this race, that could very well propel her to the points lead. If Jesus Gonzalez will let her by, that is. Darren Claw, if he wins this race, that will most certainly propel him to points lead because he already has a win. He won at Daytona. Remember that. He didn't have such a good race at Kern County yesterday, but that's just, I don't think that will really affect him too much. Even if he finishes 2nd, that should be pretty good points for him today. So, you know, we're not even. We have this is a 14 race season where this is only the 3rd race of the season. We're already starting to talk championships. We're starting to see how these races are going to start to affect the championship standings. But we're coming down to the final 10 laps here. So if these drivers are going to make their moves, they need to start making them now because this track is only like a mile long. They need to start making their moves now. And let's see what the fastest lap is, presented by Xfinity. That goes to Ryan Hill. No surprise, he sat on the pole. So I kind of half expected him to get the fastest lap. But Ryan Hill with a 21.6. So it only takes about 21 seconds for an average car to get around. Even the slower teams are getting like a 22-second time. So this is a pretty quick track to get around. It doesn't even take a minute to get around this track. So these guys really need to start making their moves here in the next couple seconds. But, oh, she's going to try and force Drew Foster out of the way. Look at that. Miranda Nagayan racing aggressively with these lap cars. We saw after yesterday's race, she's had enough of these lap cars. Let's go on board. Oh, we almost had a wreck there. Got one in the wall. And that's what Nagayan wants to see. She wants to see those cars get held up. Jesus Gonzalez and Daniel Walker should be getting out of the way, though. But they really don't have much of an option because they're side by. They're battling for position. Everyone here is battling for some kind of position right here. These are the leaders and the lap cars. They're both battling for a slot in the standings. The 19's going to get held up. Darren Claw got pretty lucky off that pick set by the 15. Jesus Gonzalez is going to try and move away. And here comes Greg Ramirez, the points leader. He's going to try and get some free points out of this one. And Ramirez, he's hoping to get something out of this race. If he wins, that could extend his points lead. Well, that will most definitely extend his points lead into freaking Mars distance. But right now, he's inside the top 5. This will be his second consecutive top, or his third consecutive top 5 if he can get it done. Remember, he finished 3rd at Daytona and 5th at Kern County, so he's swimming in points right now. He's looking to get his 3rd consecutive top 5. Darren Claw, though, is going to get his 3rd top 3 on the season, or his 2nd top 3 on the season. If he can just hold on to that 2nd place spot, he'll be in an even greater position in the point standings. But Miranda Nagayan has pulled away. She's about 4 seconds away, or she's 3.5 seconds away from that 7 car. So I think she's pretty much won this race unless she spins coming out of the corner. But right now, she's looking in a very promising position as she's coming onto the front. She's about a corner away from Darren Claw and Ryan Hill. Update on your Xfinity fastest lap. It has not really changed. And right now, it's all Joe Gibbs cars in that top 3. And all Toyotas in the top 5 in the Xfinity fastest lap standings. So the Toyota is really showing their speed here in this race here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. An all Toyota top 5 in both the race standings and the fastest lap standings. The timing board is just nothing but Japanese muscle. But Darren Claw trying to hold on to that 2nd place spot. He does not have much speed in that car compared to the Joe Gibbs cars. Let's see how the MPH car can do. He's on that middle side trying to defend against the 18. That Ruffles Toyota is really giving him grief here. Here we are. For 2 laps to go. Miranda Nagayan should be taking us to 1 to go here shortly. But Darren Claw and Ryan Hill have actually gained time on Miranda Nagayan. Actually, no, they've lost time. Never mind. They've lost time. They've lost about a tenth. They've lost a tenth of a second. And here we are, coming to the white flag. 1 to go, presented by Budweiser. Miranda Nagayan was chasing her first win at Kern County Raceway Park. And now about half a mile to go. Quarter of a mile to go here in Indianapolis. Coming across the line from Tupper Lake, New York, Miranda Nagayan is a winner in the Budweiser All-Star Series. Darren Claw 2nd, Ryan Hill 3rd, Paul Rivera 4th, and Greg Ramirez will get his 3rd consecutive top 5 finish. And that should extend his points lead. It was a chaotic race here at Indianapolis. We saw a caution. We saw the leaders almost get taken out by lap cars. However, some of them have not had a very good day, as Chadhuri Bhattacharya, one of the drivers that didn't have a very good day. Carter Brown finishes 4 laps down in 27th place. I thought Bhattacharya was going to get a last place finish, but he ends up getting 26th instead, so 25th loser on this race. And this race just delivered for a lot of these drivers. It was a pretty bad race, but for the Toyotas in particular, the Toyota teams have had an absolute field day. And with that, as soon as I export the standings here, we should be replay. Okay, awesome. So let's take a look at the official standings presented by Xfinity. And for your race winner, Miranda Nagayan finishes first. Derek Claw second, getting another top 3. And Ryan Hill getting another top 3 as well for that 18 team. Paul Rivera coming off a win at Kern County nabs another top 5 as he ends up finishing 4th. And Greg Ramirez gets his 3rd consecutive top 5 of the season. In 5th place, he finishes 4.5 seconds behind the race winner. After that is Alex McCumber, Nicholas Uffelman, Brian Cox, Sheldon Gatineau, Rick Taylor, Dennis Key, I can never remember his first name, Tracy Bennett, Byron Martin, who ended up getting involved in that wreck earlier in the race. He finishes the first car 1 lap down. Tracy Bennett, the last car on the lead lap. Your lap cards: Byron Martin, Daniel Walker, Travis Creighton, Jordan McClure, Ryan Apt, Drew Foster, Drew Foster, Jesus Gonzalez, Michael Brewer, Hayden Benning, Jake Wild, Daniel Van Hewley, Sam Fitzgerald, Garcia, where is it? James Garcia, Chadhudri Bhattacharya, and in last place, finishing 4 laps down, is Carter Brown for Golden Gate Racing. With that is the end of the 3rd round here, and we'll be offline tomorrow, thank God. But on Saturday afternoon, we return, just shortly after the Xfinity Series race, I believe, to we return to the Nashville Fairgrounds, I believe, for the... Hold on, actually. Do we? I have it right here. Saturday, June 4th is the Menards 200 Colorado National Speedway in Dacono, Colorado. And I'll tell you what, if you want, we're going to be seeing 4 or 5 wide racing at that racetrack. It's a freaking spectacular racetrack. And then after that, in case this race wasn't exciting enough, the Spectrum Business 300 at Talladega Superspeedway on June 5th to round out the weekend. And then obviously on Tuesday will be the Toyota World Series at Charlotte Roval. And then the Budweiser All-Star Series will return on June 8th with the Bud Light 200 at Nashville Fairgrounds. So with that, thank you so much for tuning into today's race. We hope you had a fantastic time. And we love having you guys on this stream. We're trying to create something really special here. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you subscribe to the Prodigy Racing Network. And make sure you visit our website, which we will update in the description here shortly. Thank you so much for tuning into today's race, and we hope you have a fantastic afternoon. And thank you so much for tuning into today's race. Your race winner, Miranda Nagayan, gets her first win of the season. And with that, we'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Nicholas Koskinen with the Prodigy Racing Network, and we will see you all later. We'll see you on Saturday. Thank you so much for watching. Miranda Nagayan, a race winner in Indianapolis.